Welcome back to another episode of KTTV. I'm Levi Francis.
And I'm Sarah Sanderson. This week's episode is all about what's going on in the middle school. We'll get back to you right after this. I'm really excited about the episode highlighting the middle school. Say, Levi, what's the first story for this week?
First up, today Cassie will be giving you an all-inside look at the project using one of my favorite things, spaghetti. Take it away, Cassie.
Look into Mr. Barron's 8th grade class.
The students were given just one assignment, which is to build the tower as tall as they could get it. And I showed them a few pictures of some modern architecture to show them that the physics involved require that you have to have a wide base and it has to narrow up at the top. And they started to figure out after a while that the longer the spaghetti noodle, the more pressure there was on each middle section of the joint. Through some trial and error, they began to break the spaghetti into littler and littler pieces. And
my favorite part about doing this would probably be like building it, because it was pretty fun to do that and to be with my friends in a group.
How tall we got it, considering there was only a few that got this tall, but it was fun to work with some of the other kids in the class too that we haven't really worked with.
My favorite part was to brainstorm over what we're gonna build. Well, that turned out really good because it's standing and it's still standing after 2 weeks.
So we incorporated a bunch of physics into one spaghetti tower, and the architecture involved is really good. They realized that some of the tops of the towers could actually lean out over into space up to a certain point before gravity took over.
The main idea was to just make this big, skinny skyscraper type of building. But then once we got the first square, which isn't even a square, we got into it and then it just started splitting apart and it came back in and just was everywhere.
I guess as a lesson, not to build it curved because it'll fall over really easily and the middle will bend and break like it did in the middle right here.
I pretty much learned that to make a structure stand up, you need to make it big, wide on the outside and tall so it won't fall over.
This is Cassie Frank for KTTV.
That sure was neat. Next up, Rachel's got some insight on an Innovation 6th grade math project.
Hi, this is Rachel Carter reporting for KTTV, here to give you the scoop on the 6th grade.
My favorite part about the project is probably getting to build and color and design this whole city with my classmates. It's pretty cool.
How to make a net. How to make a paper city. Making triangles.
Making squares.
Making buildings.
Probably adding the sides and having to add and fold the paper and having to have it exactly right, otherwise it's not going to look good. My favorite part of the project is probably going to be at the end when we get to see what it all looks like together. I've learned that it's not hard to fold and to do geometry because it's simple math as soon as you can count centimeters, or if you have a certain measurement, it's not hard.
Mrs. Scott and I had talked at the beginning of the school year about doing some projects over the course of the year, and I knew that 6th grade, our geometry unit, was a real good time to get one of these projects done. So in December, she and I started talking because she does makerspace, and she helped me get everything together and actually comes in and helps to teach the lesson.
It wasn't hard to partner with Mrs. Sharp on this at all because we've taught in the past together and have done a lot of similar projects. But it's really great to get this type of addition to the curriculum because it gives kids a chance to apply in reality the concepts that they're learning. So we want kids to become problem solvers, be innovative and creative.
This is Rachel Carter reporting for KTTV. Now back to the desk.
Wow, those look really cool. Good job, 6th graders.
They really were something new and different. I bet they were lots of fun to make. Last on the agenda for this week, Jenna and John Luke have put together something everyone is sure to enjoy. A new segment called We Caught You.
We can't catch everything around here in video, but here are some pictures of some things going on around the school. 7th grade, in Mrs. Kennel's room, has been playing the board game Pandemic as a pre-reading activity for Fever 1793. Lanaya needed support when she was sure that a character was about to die. Also in Mrs. Kennel's were freshmen reviewing each other's websites, which were created to advocate for groups that are shown intolerance. All the way down in 1st grade with Mr. Adrian, for science, they are using a set of objects to see how objects can be moved by and through air. In measurement, they are learning to use tape measures by measuring parts of their body. Also, the 1st grade class is shown with their 100th day hats and shirts. In 5th grade, Mrs. Miller's class achieved a goal for Total Reader, and they chose to be teachers for the day. They planned all of the activities for the whole day. They had mentor texts and art projects, and they created games and did some vocabulary activities throughout the day. At the high school, the Student Council recently hosted a dance last week. It was dubbed the Flannel Fest and was meant to be casual and just have fun. Lots of kids won some prizes, and we had some fun competitions, and it all raised money for seniors. Mrs. Scott has been busy with the ARTSY program. It stands for Awareness, Reflection, Thoughtful, Supportive Youth. It is open to middle and high school students on separate evenings after school from 3:30 to 4:30. It's a great time to be with friends, get creative, and have snacks. These activities are a bridge, a way for teens to express themselves when words are hard to find. We are striving to build a community of youth who support and uplift each other while having fun. In math, the students have been working on the Pythagorean theorem. The great thing about this project is that students can see right away if their dimensions are not correct. It's a great visual for them to help discover if they're doing it correctly. The students have a deeper understanding of the concept and were actively engaged. Check out all the results in the main hall showcases. Be sure to check the school's Facebook page often for updates just like these.
Wow, I didn't know about all those fun things going around the school. With this week's episode coming to a close, it's time for this week's coming events.
On Friday, February 9 at 6 p.m. is the varsity boys basketball shootout. Iowa Wesleyan, New London vs. Notre Dame. Also, UNI Honor Band is on Saturday. February 10th and at 1 p.m. is varsity bowling, and at Fairfield, in addition, districts wrestling is at Wilton at noon. On Monday, February 12th at 4:30 p.m., 7th and 8th boys basketball in Van Buren. Tuesday, February 13th at 11 a.m. is state qualifying bowling.
On February 14th is state dual team wrestling, and on Thursday, February 15th at 6:30 and 8 p.m. is district basketball here. Finally, on Thursday, we will also have state wrestling.
That's all for this week. We'll see you next time on Tiger Television.